Hello, everyone. Happy Friday to all of you. I hope you're all doing well. How you doing, Joey? How you doing? Keisha, how are you? Copernicus is in the house. How you doing, Copernicus? Evita, how you doing, Evita? Say hello to JR. JR, you must be there. Good to see you guys. Who else is here? Let me see. She Wolf, how you doing, She Wolf? Big Bad John is in the house. How you doing? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that these live streams are for you. So anything you want to share with the community or any questions that you may have, put them all in caps. That way I can recognize that as a question. If not, I'll more than likely miss it. And by the way, let me say thank you very much to the sponsor of this video, and that is Simpure. And Simpure, ladies and gentlemen, is the company that makes the reverse osmosis systems that I reviewed here on this channel. And for Mother's Day, they are going to be doing a giveaway here today of one of the Simpure Y7 models, which is the countertop models. All right. So Simpure is, well, they're sponsoring this video because they're giving that away. So that's pretty much what they're doing. But I think that is a very good reverse osmosis system. So all you have to do is just be here, and whoever wins from a random generator, I'll send your information to Simpure and they'll mail you a reverse osmosis system that is a countertop model. And I did review that, and you should see the video there. That video should be on my videos list. All you have to do is look for Simpure and you'll be able to see me review that countertop model. Right. So thank you, Simpure, for sponsoring this live stream by giving away that model today. And let me say this now in case I forget, because you all know that I'm pretty senile, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there on this Sunday. All right, so happy Mother's Day weekend. Let's see, Kathleen, how you doing? Let's see, Amish Country Prepper, how are you? Storm Rider, Michael, how you doing? Eversberg, Dietz is here. Let's see, Stephen Davis, Teresa D, Salty Dog is here. And for those of you that just caught that this live stream is sponsored by Simpure, I'm going to probably say that 2 or 3 times throughout the live stream to make sure that anyone that missed it understands that. That way people can stick around for that giveaway. Only doing one giveaway, and those are marked at, I think, like $369 or something like that. They're pretty pricey, but they're also doing I think it's like 25% off, where you can pick one of those up for like $255. So I am going to leave the link to their site and to their Amazon link on the description of the video, so that you can go and get it at discount if you want to get one. If you don't already get one, because the last time they did a promotion, they sold out of pretty much everything, right? But again, stay tuned so we can do that giveaway later on during the live stream. Troll is here. How you doing? From Troll Country. Ronnie, Joyce, Brad Miller, how you doing? Mary. Let's see. SBJ, Christy, Raven, Winter Homestead, how are you? Good to see you. Jill Adams, Nicole, Jeep Girl is here. Salty Dog says that you're all going to take it easy on me today and behave. Okay, well, I hope so. Jennifer, how you doing? A cowboy's hippie life. I like that. I love Jesus. How are you? I hope you feel better. And say hello to the girls, by the way. Roses, Lace, and Laughter. Good afternoon. Barbara Pack. Svein Trevitt or Dveit. Okay, Svein Veit, all the way from Norway. How you doing, Svein? Good to see you. Tanya Elliott, how are you? All the way from Cuba, Missouri. Man, I've never heard of a Cuba, Missouri. Nice. Overland Gear Guy. Jeanne Strader, how are you? Good to see you. Just Arizona is here. Blessings to you as well, Just Arizona. I appreciate that. Melissa, hello. Callie, how you doing? Callie Uncontained. These Crafts is here. Redfish. Amazing Grandma is here. How you doing? Trucker Hersey. Let's see. Varsay Humphrey. JC Neal. Diana 2, Piano Lady. Ladies and gentlemen, I got the door open to the bunker because it's a really, really nice day outside. And check this out. Look at this. It's 64 degrees outside. Oh, no, this is inside. This is the outside temperature, 61. So it's 61 degrees outside. That is nice. That is prime weather for Alaska. 60 degrees and sunny. That's perfect weather. And I actually was pretty busy today, and and I was rushing just to get here on time to set everything up. So I hope that those of you that are here, I hope you all got some notifications. How you doing, Lisa McDonald? Good to see you. Scott Hummer, how are you? Nancy, Tracy Hull, Half Bubble Off Plum, how you doing? Raven P, doing stuff. Teresa, David, Prepare Suburbanite, how are you? Elizabeth is here, how you doing? Well, have a good day or have a good shift at work, Elizabeth. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a good shift. And thank you for what you do. Not too many, RNs are some of the people in the background that have thankless jobs. Crystal Carpenter. Evita says, I am on my way. Well, Evita, you best be here by now because I'm running late like I usually do. Let's see. Callie, how you doing? Winter Homestead, I said hi. Stephen Davis, how you doing? Yes, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there for this weekend. Village Idiot is in the house. How you doing, Village Idiot? Deborah Haynes, how you doing? Rodney Middleton, how are you? By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure how many of you know about this, but I just found out today because I checked my emails. And I only check my email maybe once a week, sometimes twice. But I checked my emails, and I believe that it was Colorado Pack Rat Prepper. I believe that's who it was, who sent me an email telling me that Mr. Tom had gotten into an accident at home and that he was in the hospital with a collapsed lung. And that kind of took me by shock because Mr. Tom's my good friend. We don't talk like every day or anything like that, but I definitely make sure that I catch up with him on a regular basis to see how he's doing. And every once in a while, he gives me a call and we chatted up for a while. Oh, it seems that we can never get off the phone for it. We usually stay on the phone for at least an hour whenever one or the other calls us. But I did talk to him today. I called him and I was able to reach him and I did talk to him. He is doing a lot better. And for those of you that don't know what happened, he took a fall where he ended up busting a couple of ribs, of which one of those ribs that busted, let me see, what do you call it? Injured his lung, it bruised his lung, and the other one actually punctured his lung. So he ended up getting a collapsed lung, and thank goodness that he was able to take himself to the hospital because by the time that he got to the hospital, he was in pretty poor condition. But he's doing a lot better now. I talked to him for a while. He's recovering, and from me talking to him and hearing his voice and the tempo of his speech and everything, it sounds like he's in very good spirits. All right. So pray for Mr. Tom. For those of you that don't know Mr. Tom, we love Mr. Tom and he knows that. And he's been with us here since the very beginning. But deep down, I always forget Mr. Tom's channel's name because I just call him Mr. Tom. Down South Bama with Mr. Tom. Can one of my moderators put up Mr. Tom's link so that people can go visit him and say good things to him, all right, so he can recover? But I don't know why I always forget his YouTube channel's names because I always call him Mr. Tom. That's all I know him by. All right, so Fran Moy, how you doing? Crystal, Nelson Lopez, how you doing? Saludos, igualmente. Let's see. Okay, Linda Hamilton, Kristen Turber. Okay, I'm going to bring this down because we are still in the Happy Mother's Day part. Dragonfly Dreams, how you doing? Joyful Oranges here. Let's see. Big Bad John, get your sugar and rice. Both took a big hit due to flooding, drought. Hey, we've been talking about that for a while. Everyone here, ladies and gentlemen, that's been here with me for at least the last 6 months to a year should have all that stuff ready. I remember talking about sugar, that we're going to have a sugar shortage, and because of the shortage, prices will go up. And I just did a video not too long ago, I think the beginning of the year, that rice, in my opinion, the price is going to double this year because of floods, because of lower production in some of the key countries that produce rice. In California, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here in the comments, but I remember reading something that in California, their rice production this year took like a 50% hit. because of the droughts that we were having in that part of the country. I believe that all of those heavy rains that we had actually really helped with their drought, but the damage had already been done. So what does that mean? If there's going to be some kind of a shortage, it's that prices are going to go up. You see, a lot of people don't understand that live in Western countries. In Western nations, when there is a shortage of something, since we have a global market, right? When there is a shortage of something, what it means for Western nations, more than likely, is that prices will escalate. The more of a shortage there is, the higher that the prices will be. You will probably still be able to get it, but at a much higher price. Now, what it means for developing nations and third world countries is that they probably won't even be able to get it because they just won't be able to afford it so that they can import it. Right. So a lot of times when we say, yep, there's going to be a shortage of rice, you'll always have someone saying, well, there's rice at the supermarket. Yeah, but I mean, take a look at what rice was not even 3 years ago. Take a look at how much rice cost 3 years ago. My favorite rice, which I can't eat anymore, but it's still my favorite rice, is Calrose rice. And I remember that about 2 or 3 years ago, about 3 years ago when Costco got here is when I started buying that rice in bulk because I really like that rice. That bag of rice was like $23, $24. Now that same 50-pound bag of rice, you're looking at $47, ladies and gentlemen. So how is it that there is no shortage and the price just goes up so much? Yes, I believe that inflation does have something to do with it, and it does. But it's also on the side of supply and demand, of how much supply there is and how much demand there is as well. And in this case, it's going to be the supply. I think I'm going to work on a video this weekend to put up on several shortages that I've looked at that I've actually talked about months and months back. And rice wasn't even on the list. But months and months back, I've been talking about several specific shortages of things, and now it's starting to pop up. Hey, these things are going to go up in price 50%. This is going to go up in price 100%, etc. So I'll probably work on that. It's only a few things, but hopefully it'll wake some people up. And that is what you call, that type of a video is what you call actionable intelligence. Those videos that I put up like 6 months ago, I believe it was, or in January, I talked about rice. Yeah, there's going to be a rice shortage because of this. That's actionable intelligence, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I feel it's important to put those videos out, so that people can at least have a chance to prepare if they want to. Anyways, let's bring it on down some. Let's see. Lori, how you doing? Greetings from Jamestown. Let me see. Kenneth Spiegel, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Junk Dream, how are you? Good to see you. Dave Simmons, hello. Miss Amy's Creations. Foggy Mountain Man, how you doing? Jack is here. Nevin, Amateur Radio, all the way from Pennsylvania. Welcome. Hello. Oh, there's Mr. Tom. There's Mr. Tom. He's good enough to be typing. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tom, for joining in. Jan Penland, how you doing, Jan? Good to see you. Ann Barry, how are you? Good to see you. Don Quest, how are you? Evita finally made it. Evita, by the way, I didn't do a video, all right? But I did try some of your seasonings, and they are top-notch. I tried the Sazón Completo, all right? And I also tried the adobo. I tried both of those. I still have a couple more to try, but those two, good stuff. Good stuff. You let me know if you ever want me to market that for you. I have no problem doing it. And for those of you that don't know, ladies and gentlemen, Evita Cooks and Preps has a YouTube channel, and that name is Evita Cooks and Preps. And she's a great cook, and she actually has her own line of spices. I'm not sure when she's going to come public with them, but she probably should because they're really, really good, especially the sofrito. The sofrito, Evita, and also your salsa, man, and very, very good. Susan or Sean Vasquez, thank you very much for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Look at that. It's Mrs. Blust. How are you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're doing well. Teresa Buchanan, how are you? I hope I said hello to Sparky. Sparky, if I didn't say hello to you, hello. Good to see you. Let's see. Okay, anyone that wants to put out something for the community that you want me to share, or if you want to ask a question, put it all in caps, please. That way I don't miss it. For those of you that just joined in, I got a couple of things to say. Number one is that these live streams are for you all. So, it's a time that you can take to ask questions and also to share something with the community. So take advantage of that, because in all reality, I do not get to my emails very often. And oftentimes I lose emails that I get sent, or I don't get back to you in a week or so. But if you're here and you can ask a question, I'll do my very best to answer it. Number one. Number two, today's live stream is being sponsored by Simpure. And Simpure, what I will do is right now, I'm going to go ahead and leave a card for the video where I reviewed the Simpure reverse osmosis system. That's a countertop version. I'll leave that link to that video here and also on a pinned comment, so you can go and check out that review that I did, because Simpure is giving away one of those exact same countertop reverse osmosis systems today during our live stream. All right, it will just be a random generator. All you have to do is be here during the live stream, and if you enter to win and you get picked, you win. I get your information, I send it to Simpure, and they send you a reverse osmosis system for free. You don't even have to pay shipping. 100% free on them, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so stick around for that so that I can hopefully send one to one of you guys today. One of the last giveaways that we did about 2 or 3 live streams ago, I had one person that never checked in with me, and I'm still waiting, holding out, hoping that they email me so that I can get them that prize. Because if you win something, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get what you won as soon as possible. All right, I want to get it to you as soon as possible. Let's see. Crazy Prepper Linda says, I made it, just need to get a cup of coffee. Happy Friday to you, Crazy Prepper Linda. Let's see. Let's see. What Salty Dog do I have to say? Crystal Carpenter, how you doing? Rut Flores, how are you doing? Good to see you. Country Girl, hello. Chelsea Hutchinson, how are you doing? Chelsea, let us know how your little baby is doing. Let us know how your baby is doing. The last time that we caught up here, your baby was a little bit ill, and then I believe it's a she, was recovering. Let's see. Tanya Elliott, please link freeze dryer you used in your video. The freeze dryer is just a Harvest Right freeze dryer. That's all it is, Tanya. It's a Harvest Right freeze dryer. I don't have a link for it, but there's only I think 2 freeze dryer companies that I know of. The other one, I forgot their name. The Harvest Right is the most popular. And believe it or not, the second one, I believe, is a better freeze dryer, but it's a bit more expensive. But the Harvest Right, to tell you the truth, I've never had any problems with it whatsoever. So just go on Google or go on DuckDuckGo or whatever, or Chrome, whatever you use, and just type in Harvest Right, and it should come up with the company, harvestright.com. All right. And the company should come up. Okay. But the one that I have is the small one. And I'll tell you what, I've definitely made my money back off of that investment. Absolutely have. And now that I'm going to put away even more proteins, I am definitely going to, man, I'll tell you what, that thing's paid for itself, I would say, right now, at least 4 times over. By the time I'm done with it, it'll probably pay for itself 5 to 10 times over, depending on how much more meat I process. And the way I come up with how many times it's paid itself off is by the difference of what it cost me to do it myself and what it would cost me to buy it from someone else like Mountain House. Emmanuel Bravo, how are you doing? Good to see you. I don't know who this is. Any reflections on Daniel Penny? I don't know who Daniel Penny is. I don't know who that is. Dreams Homeland, how are you doing? That is a great way to store rice, Teresa, isn't it? Teresa says, I got my rice in soda bottles and my beans, flour, sugar put up. Yep. Good for you. That's awesome. You guys want to say hello to Karma? Karma? You want to say hi? She doesn't know what I'm asking. I actually took Karma out for a walk with me this morning for the first time ever, and she did pretty good. She did pretty good. Crystal Carpenter, I'm still going to do that video, and that rice is still in my truck. All right, I give you my word. We will be doing that video because that rice is going 3+ years now. All right, so for those of you that don't know the story behind this, I've had a 25-pound bag of rice in the back of one of my trucks for over 3 years. And that's including summers and winters. And you know that in the summer, even here in Alaska, the inside of your truck gets pretty hot when that sun is beaming on the hood of your, on the top of your truck. And in the winter, of course, it gets all the way to negative 30, 40. So that rice has been through a lot of, real big temperature fluctuations up and down to the negative 40 all the way to probably about 100, 110 degrees that it gets inside of a vehicle, when the sun is beaming down on it. So the reason I'm doing that experiment is to show people that, hey, you don't necessarily have to get all of the fancy stuff like the, food grade buckets, the Mylar bags, all that kind of stuff. If you just want to keep a 1 or a 2 year supply of anything, because it's going to last in its original container and it's still going to have the nutrition that you need in order to survive a certain period of time, right? Those of us that want to put stuff away for 25 years and such, yes, we do get the things that are a little more pricey, like the buckets, Mylar bags, freeze dryers, and things like that. But if you just want to have a 1 year rotational supply of food in your pantry, there's no reason why you can't do it without having to get all the other things that we normally get for long-term storage. Man, can somebody tell me who Daniel Penny is? Hey, how you doing, Cutting Tool Designer? Good to see you. Let me see. Man, I have no. That lets you know what a boring life I lead. I don't even know who that person is, but so many people are saying it. That's really simple, Ann Berry. Ann Berry says, "What can our country do about the fentanyl problem? Guard the borders. That's what we can do. We can actually have a border that means something and allow people to get in the right way, by checking them out. But right now, the way it is most of our illegal drugs, in my opinion, because I'm not down there, are getting through the porous borders that we have. So that's pretty much, we do that. We probably solve a lot of that." Hey, thank you, Cutting Tool Designer. Thank you very much. That's very generous of you. Yes, I will. And I do have to start working on that. What is it? It's halfway through the month. I got another week and a half or 2 weeks before I have to do the food bank run. All right, so definitely. And what our goal is this year, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, for the food bank, what we're doing is I'm going to go ahead and shop for 100 of what are called bone builder bags, right? They're called bone builder bags. And we're going to try to do at least 100, which will cover 20% of the need. All right. So we're going to try to cover at least 20% of the total need by building 100 bone builder bags. And they're bags that are full of treats that are, not really bad for you. In my opinion, they're not really good for you, but like meat sticks. So I'm going to try to get the meat sticks that are like the really good meat sticks, right? That have good protein, cheese, applesauce, things like that are not really bad for kids, because these will be given out to kids who normally depend on school breakfasts and lunches to eat, who may not be able to eat dinner at home. So we're going to try to do about 100 bags. And when I do that, I will show it. I will do a video so that you all can share that with me, because in all honesty, the only way that I can do that is with you all, being part of our community, and also with our sponsors. So I'm really glad that our sponsors, are so generous, because what they pay me, the little bit that I get from the sponsor videos that I do, I get to use to give back to the community. And to me, that's very important. And you always have to remember that the community that you live in, ladies and gentlemen, it should always come first. So that's why I always tell people, I say, especially like if you're going to do a super chat, or if you're going to do Patreon, or join the Ladies and Gentlemen's Club, number one, if your pantry is not where it's supposed to be, you shouldn't be doing that. Okay, number one. And number two, make sure that you take care of your community first and foremost, because that's where you live. Okay. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to do that. I actually had to do a emergency visit to the RCPC because they needed some food here a while back, but I didn't do a video on that. I just went over there and made sure that they got what they needed, because they deal with children. And, if you put children and hunger together, to me, it's a no-brainer. You got to make sure that the kids are fed. But anyways, let me bring it on down. Thank you very much again, Cutting Tool Designer. That's very generous. Who's that? Kitsy Witsy, how are you? I don't know. Anybody else chime in on that? Brandy Pierce asks, is anyone else having trouble getting Lipton tea bags in their area? I don't know. It's not something that we have on a regular basis. Kenneth Spiegel asks, where can I purchase freeze-dried steaks? Well, I freeze-dried those steaks myself, Kenneth. But something that I should have covered on that video that I did not is that I prefer, after trying both the raw freeze-dried and the cooked freeze-dried steak, after trying both of those, the cooked one, the one that I cooked and then freeze-dried, to me, that one was better than the raw one that I reconstituted or rehydrated and then cooked. To me, the one that was cooked already and then I freeze-dried was better texture, and I think the taste was a little better also. But in the future, I will not do steaks again. I like it in cubes. So when you cook the steak in cubes and then you freeze dry it in little cubes, I think that's better that way. I think that they rehydrate a lot better and they soak in a lot more of that salt and that water, and they just taste a lot better and they're easier to work with that way. However, yeah, Kenneth, I didn't buy those. I just freeze dried them myself. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you very much for that. Also, look at this. Skane's Girl says Harvest Right has a sale going on right now. So there you go. If you're in the market for that, just type in Harvest Right, or I don't know, go look for one of your favorite YouTubers that's maybe affiliated with them. I'm not affiliated with Harvest Right, but you know what? If you're in the market for a Harvest Right freeze dryer, go to the Financial Preppers channel. All right, Chris. Him and his lovely wife have an awesome channel. It's called Financial Prepper, and they're really good people. And I know that Chris, he is affiliated with Harvest Right. So if you're in the market for a Harvest Right freeze dryer, go check out Chris's channel, Financial Prepper, or it's Chris's and his wife, Financial Prepper, and he has a link for that. Okay, yeah, so go check him out. It's all about helping each other out, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's like, for example, man, I'll tell you what, I hope that I become a Redmond salt affiliate. You know why? Because I love that darn salt. Someone asked me, what's the big deal about that Redmond salt? Because isn't it just salt? I don't know how to explain it, but that's like the best salt that I've ever had, that Redmond salt. And if you are in the market for Redmond salt, go take a look at some, I think it was my last video where I did those steaks, that I left a link for another YouTuber. His name is Ferrigno Freedom. That's the name of the YouTube channel, Ferrigno Freedom. And his name is Dante. I left his link for Redmond Salt because he's affiliated with them. And to tell you the truth, when you use his code Dante for 15% off, you get that salt at a really nice discount. It's a lot cheaper than if you just buy it from Amazon. So yeah, go check that video out if you want to get that link. I left the link there along with the code, and it was just a great deal. And it's just another way of being able to support other YouTubers. You know, I don't even know if this Dante from Ferrigno Freedom, I don't even know if he knows who I am, but I love watching his videos. And, you know, he had a code that I used to my advantage to save some money. And at the same time, it helps him out. And that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. It's about us sticking together. There's no such thing as competition in the world of YouTube. I think that the more prepping channels, the more health channels, the more educational channels there are, and the more, you know, even entertainment channels that are good entertainment that there are, the better, right? There's no such thing as competition. You know what? I have no idea what's happened to B Walker. I'll see if I can talk to how you doing, Rakamas, by the way? I'll see if I can talk to Becky, because I do believe that B Walker is a moderator over at Nutrient Survival site. So I'll see if I can talk to Becky about it. Hey, there's Ma. How are you, Ma? Good to see you. All American Preppers in the house. How you doing? Joseph Anthony. So here it says that Augusta Farms has 20% off for Mother's Day. Awesome. If you have not seen the video that Eric Christensen from Nutrient Survival put up, go check it out. I think it was like 2 minutes long. All right. And I'm not going to say too much about that video, but if you go to Nutrient Survival site and you look at their last video or the last video they had that was like 2 minutes long, that is one of the reasons why I do business with Nutrient Survival. Number one is because they have the very best, in my opinion, even though I can't eat most of it anymore. All right. But that's not because of them. All right. That's because of me. In my opinion, they have the very best freeze-dried long-term food storage that there is. You're not going to find anything more nutrient dense than that food in the market, period. But it's because of the people. So if you go watch that video with Eric Christensen, you'll see what I mean. That is because of the people. All right. And when I watched that video, I honestly was like almost tearing up a little bit because I was like, you know what? That's how an American company should be. That's how an American company should be. And I believe that one day we're going to be there again. I believe that one day we are going to be there again. Right. And we will prosper again as a nation and as a people, as we the people. But go watch that video because I think it was awesome. And I think that the message that Eric put out was spot on. All right. Catherine asked, if money crashes, how do you cash silver since we are now buying it? How do you cash silver? Well, I think that one of the misconceptions that people have, ladies and gentlemen, is that when we enter into a crisis, that crisis will last forever. But that's just not the case, right? So I think that the question Catherine's trying to ask is like, if the dollar crashes, how are we going to convert silver into a fiat currency, right? So if the dollar crashes, I guarantee you, the government already has another system in the background with another type of fiat currency, be it a CBDC, be it a Fed Now, be it a rainbow dollar, whatever the heck it is that they have planned. They've already got that system worked out. They say they don't, but trust me, they do. Right? It's already in the background waiting for that major crisis that will allow them to put it in without the people screaming too loud. Okay? And silver is something that has value within itself. Okay, so it will always be worth something. It will always have monetary value because that is what it's best at. Well, actually, gold is best at that. Silver actually has a lot of industrial value, which in my opinion makes it even more valuable than gold, to tell you the truth, right? So if it ever came down to where the dollar crashed and we were transitioning from one system to the other, I believe that people that know what silver is will be willing to barter for silver with no problem whatsoever, right? That's why it's important for you to live in an area where there are like-minded people, right? That's why it's important. But that's why it's even more important for you to have your preps, all right, that will take you from point A to point B. And hopefully you don't have to touch your silver, right? Because whatever system we have after this system is over, I guarantee you it will be a system where you can transfer your silver, your actual silver, into whatever fiat currency they've come up with. Or whatever, hopefully it's just a currency and not a fiat currency. You'll be able to transfer the value of that into whatever currency or fiat currency they come up with. Right? As long as there's government, ladies and gentlemen, especially the size of government that we have, they will have a monopoly on money. Because money is what keeps them and gives them their power, right? So don't worry about how you're going to be able to cash it. If you ever really need it, I guarantee you, you're going to be able to find someone to take that from you. But make sure that first and foremost, you're prepared, right? Because you cannot eat silver, right? Where is my silver coin here? You can't eat this, ladies and gentlemen. You can use it to barter. You can use it to exchange for fiat currency so that you can go buy a loaf of bread. You can use all that kind of stuff. But if a crisis ever came about where where the shortages are the bread, where the shortages is the gas, where the shortages is the food. And that's what's scarce. Many people will not trade their food for silver, right? I do not have silver because I plan on using it to feed my family with it. I have silver because it's a way to preserve my purchasing power. It's a way to preserve my excess wealth, right? I have food put aside to make sure that my family can eat. I have medicines put aside to make sure that my family has medicines, right? I have silver and gold put aside because it's what I want to one day hopefully leave my children. That way, all of the labor that I expended here in this lifetime won't just disappear only because I'm gone, right? Because what parent out there do you know that doesn't want to leave their children, what they worked for in their life, right? Me personally, I mean, I guess there are some parents out there like, I'm going to spend every penny of it before I die, right? But me personally, I hope that every ounce of silver and gold that I've ever purchased, I hope that I am able to leave it all to my kids because I never needed to use it because things never got so bad, right? I hope that that's the case. But the reason you get it is for the opposite, just in case it's not, just in case you do need it, right? But you get your food, you get your preps, you get your medicines, you get your self-defense to defend all those things that you're getting to prepare so that you can get from point A to point B. And I believe that this paradigm shift that we're going into, that whatever silver and gold you do have, not only will it preserve your wealth, I believe that it will actually expand your wealth, that it'll make you wealthier than you were before. So a very long answer to a very short question. Italian Eddie is in the house. Sunset, how are you? Good to see you. Randy Romines, how are you doing? Let's see. I don't know. We're going to see, Crazy Prepper Linda. We are going to see. All right. Linda says, what about humidity and mold growth with rice if not properly stored? Well, if you've been with me for a little bit, you'll know that I've often said that if you're going to store stuff in the regular containers, that you have to make sure that you don't have a very humid environment. And that even if you need to put a dehumidifier, do that. Right. So like here in Alaska, it's not very humid at all here in Alaska at all. Right. So I don't have that problem. However, if I lived in a humid environment, I definitely would not be storing things that are like in a paper sack or something that is not actually sealed. I would not be storing it for long term in its original package. Right. So you just have to use your common sense. Right. So in the environment here where I live, I can literally take a bag of rice. I've got a bag of rice right now in my pantry. I actually have to put it in a 5-gallon container because I know I'm not going to be eating that anytime soon. And my family has really cut down a lot on eating rice and things like that because they seen what happened to me. So they're like, hey, we better chill out a little bit and we better maybe, stick to this together. That way we can all get better health together and maybe this won't happen to my wife and my daughter. Right. But yeah, I've got a bag of rice there right now. That's about 6 months old. I have no problem with leaving it there for another year. Right. But I'm going to put it away here soon enough. Okay. Caribbean House is in the house. How are you? Jennifer Cruz is here. Happy Friday. Fake person. I did do the butter bites, and those things are too good for me to make them on a regular basis. Even my wife was like, boy, these are really good. And they are very tasty. Yep. I believe I used Dr. Barry's, his wife. I believe her name is Nisha. His wife's recipe. Man, they came out so good. And like I said, I've only made one batch. I'm not making any more anytime soon because they're just too good. Okay, good. Happy Mac, how you doing? Happy Mac, good to see you. Nostradamus is here. How you doing? Okay, I'm bringing it down some here. Absolutely. I 100% agree there. Dark Lord Menet. The Spartan way, take care of your own before you take care of others. Absolutely. Family, church, community. family, church, community. At least that's what I follow. I'm not telling you to follow that. But yeah, absolutely. My favorite vacation is to stay home. I hate going places. I'm going to try to expand my worldly views here, going forward. I know that it's not good for me not to go anywhere and always stay in a 15-mile radius, right? But ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy with my wife, with my life the way that it is, right? I'm happy with my life the way that it is. I really don't need too much outside stimulant. I just don't. So, it doesn't really do me too much good to, go 300 miles away just to say that I did and that I saw something. I don't know, but that's me. That's me. Everyone's different. Okay, bringing it down some. Oh, hey, thank you, Ann Barry. Thank you very much. And let me see. Sorry it took me like 13, 15 minutes to say thank you. Thank you very much for that. I have not made beef jerky in the freeze dryer. No, I made beef jerky in my air fryer. It's got a beef jerky mode, but I really don't like beef jerky very much. I just made it to see if it would make it, and it did. It actually did a really good job. But I've never done beef jerky in a freeze dryer. Sounds interesting. Yeah, absolutely. You can buy a used freeze dryer. The only caution that I would say is make sure that you get a warranty with that, and make sure that you buy it from a reputable dealer, either the original dealer or a seller that's an authorized seller. That way, if something happens, you'll at least be able to get it fixed or replaced. Yeah, Evita, isn't it? Redmond salt is definitely the best. I love that darn salt. Yeah, that's the coupon code is Dante. If you want to support Ferrigno Freedom, if you want to support his channel, and go check him out, man. That guy is just a good old guy. He's just a good old American guy that's doing a YouTube channel with his experience with the carnivore and the lion diet, and he's done great, right? And I hope that you're all enjoying my little reversing diabetes with ketovore episodes that I have. I think I'm on episode 3 now on the YouTube side. So usually I do those on Tuesdays. Usually I'll be putting a video up every Tuesday that has something to do with my reversing diabetes with ketovore, which is eventually going to turn carnivore, and eventually I'm going to turn that into the lion diet as well, just to try it all out and see what works best. Nani Summers, how are you doing? Good to see you. Hiking the trails, how are you doing? Alicia Nolan, happy early Mother's Day to you too. For those of you that weren't here earlier, happy Mother's Day or happy Mother's Day weekend this weekend to all of you. Let's see. Ann Ford said, it is awesome. I ordered more with the code. It was 12. Yeah, it's $12 cheaper than Amazon. And the thing is, I ordered a 10-pound bucket from Amazon. And then when I saw that Dante had a code, I was like, man, this is a lot cheaper here. So yeah, I definitely got more. And they also sell this smoked salt from Redmond, and they're a little bit pricey because it's like 12 or 13 bucks for like a 14-ounce bag. But I'll tell you what, that's really, really good stuff. I used some yesterday for my dinner. It's really, really good. And you know what the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, when you're doing like a ketovore or carnivore diet, mainly what you eat is meat. So, putting different little seasonings or even different salts, it can make all the difference from you not getting tired of eating meat every day. But the truth is, I would have thought that by now I'd be tired of pretty much eating meat, because I would say 98 and 99% of the calories that I take in is from meat. That's it. And then the other 1% is maybe from like today I had a small cup of avocado, and that's like 120 calories, but it's good fat. And I'm not even going to eat those anymore here starting in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to cut out all plant-based stuff. But anyways, you would think that it's not that big of a deal, but it is. And you know, you'd think you get tired of it, but I haven't. I really haven't. One of the great things about it is that I have zero cravings for anything. I don't have a craving for anything. You know, you can put me inside of a McDonald's and put a Big Mac in front of my face, and I just won't want it. You know, I'd rather just eat a nice piece of meat because a couple of things. I feel great, you know, and why reverse all of the good things that have been happening in the last few months by going back to doing the stuff that, you know, was making me feel lousy before. You know, I bet those of you that have been here for a while have heard me say this in the past. I remember telling you all that I had to shrink my meat consumption, right? Because every time that I ate meat, especially red meat, beef, you know, it felt like it sat in my stomach all day long. And that when I woke up the next morning, it felt like it was still there. But the funny thing is, ladies and gentlemen, now that meat is what I mostly eat, I never feel like that anymore. I never feel bloated anymore. I never feel like that meat that I just ate is just sitting there. And I used to feel like that all the time when I was eating all that other stuff with the meat. And I thought it was the meat, but it wasn't. And the proof of that is because now most of what I eat is meat. Well, meat and eggs. I eat a lot of eggs. I probably average about a dozen eggs every 3 days, 3 or 4 days. Right? I average about 6 eggs every other day. Actually, today I ate 8 eggs, right? And I ate some steak and I ate some avocado. But I don't feel like that anymore when I eat meat. I can eat 1.5 pounds of meat if that's all I'm eating that day, and I won't feel clogged down at all. I won't feel bloated at all. So that to me personally tells me that it wasn't the meat that was doing that to me before, that it was the other stuff. And let me tell you a really good story. So my wife has been doing about the same thing that I have. She's been doing keto more than ketovore, meaning that she still allows herself to have between like 20 and 30 grams of carbohydrates a day, where I'm like below 10 a day, sometimes only like 5 grams a day. But she's been allowing herself to have up to like 20 or 30. She's trying to ease herself into it, which is good. Ladies and gentlemen, she just got her blood work back after doing this for like 3 months. And her blood work is incredible. I thought that my blood work was good for my 3-month mark. Hers was incredible. Before she started doing this, she was taking medication for high blood pressure. She was taking heart medication. And she was taking, what else was it? Cholesterol medication. All right. She's not taking any of those medications at all right now. None. She's done taking them. She hasn't gotten any more migraines, and she used to get migraines on a regular basis. All right. And one of the numbers that I remember that shocked me when she showed me the paperwork, 3 months ago, her triglycerides. Now, your triglycerides, they don't want your triglycerides to be above 150. But the lower they are, the better. 3 months ago, her triglycerides was like 180 something, right? Her triglycerides now are like in the 80s. So her triglycerides came down almost 100 points from 3 months ago. And she's been doing, like I said, pretty much a keto diet. So that tells me personally that everything that we've been told about meat and about how it's bad for you, that maybe there's something there that's not right, that maybe we all ought to do our own research and see what's best for us individually. But as far as what we've been told, that Lucky Charms are better than whole eggs or whole milk, I think that maybe there's something wrong about that. But I do encourage you all to just do your own research. You know, take a look. YouTube is a great thing if you use it for the right things. And the internet in general is also. And it works different for everyone. Like for me, like I stated before, I feel great. And I've noticed that I haven't lost that much weight. I've probably lost like 3 pounds in the last month. And to some people that may be irritating, but the thing is that to me, this is what I'm doing. It's not really a diet because I really enjoy it. You know, I have no problem eating once or twice a day. I only eat once or twice a day, and that's it. And I never crave anything, and I'm never hungry, right? And but that's me. And like I said, I've only lost like maybe 3 pounds in a month. But then I have to tell myself, I'm like, well, you know, it's not really about the weight, because I've only lost like 3 pounds in the last month, because I only got on the scale like maybe once a week or once every other week. I don't like to get on that scale every day. It would drive me crazy. But I've lost like 10 inches off my waist. So, those pounds may not be coming off totally, but they're shifting around, shifting around from places where they shouldn't be. Like your midsection is one of those places that you really don't want to have a lot of fat, right? And that's just me speaking as a layman, right? I'm not any kind of a medical professional. You all know that. Let's see. Hey, SR, how you doing? Good to see you. Hello, APN community. What is good brand for an affordable safe, U.S. made, to hold silver, cash, and documents? Oh man, I am terrible with the brand names, but I do know that they sell one at Costco, but I don't know where it's made, and it's a very heavy duty one. It's a very heavy duty one, which I believe has concrete inside the walls, and it's got the type of concrete that doesn't transfer heat, so it's got a pretty high heat rating. But what I would say is go take a look wherever you live. Go to a brick and mortar store. I would go to a Costco, because a lot of times Costco does have really nice safes, and then research that brand. All right. That way you can at least be researching a brand that you know that you can get. Right. Because I could tell you, if I knew a brand name, I could tell you, yeah, get this brand name or get that brand name, but you can't get it. So instead of that, go and find a couple of stores near you where you can actually buy it from, and then research those brands that you can get your hands on. That way, if you find one that you do like, you know that you can just go and get it or get it delivered, instead of finding out, after spending a half an hour researching something, that they won't deliver to you. Just like me and a lot of things here that I would like to have, they just won't be delivered up here no matter what. Okay, where we at? Wow, look at that. Man, we're going to have to do that giveaway here pretty soon. We will have to do that giveaway pretty soon. Nighthawk, how you doing, Nighthawk? Good to see you. I was unsubscribed to your channel by YouTube. Have you noticed? I really don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know if there's a way for me to track, like, if people are being unsubscribed or if they're unsubscribing. I mean, sometimes I see, sometimes when I take someone off by something I say, I see that my subscribership goes down, and then it goes up. I just really don't track that number too much. I usually notice it when it's a milestone, but it's not something that I like track on an everyday basis to see if it's going up or down. I mean, the best thing to do is just, click the bell for whoever you want to be notified of. And then if you stop getting notified, then just go check and make sure that you weren't unsubscribed. But I get you. JT, did I say hello to you, JT? I don't know that I've said hello to you, but I don't remember seeing you earlier. And in case I didn't, hello, JT. Forrest, what's going on? How you doing? There you go. That's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you prioritize those things that I like to call biologicals, right? Your biologicals are the things that you need to stay alive. Hey, busy girl, how you doing? Good to see you. Bonnie, how are you? Sean C, how are you doing? Sean C, you said it perfectly. That is right. Silver or anything that you use to preserve wealth or preserve purchasing power is not for during the crisis. It can be used for during the crisis, all right? In certain stories that I've read, like in Bosnia, the story of a year in hell, they used gold for trading, but they would rather have had the actual food and ammo and water and all that kind of stuff instead of that gold. They would have actually rather had that. But yeah, it's mainly to preserve your wealth so that you can, start anew, after the crisis is over and the dust has settled. How you doing, A Nurse for you? Good to see you. There you go. It works, doesn't it, Lori? It definitely works. Lori says that she opened a bucket of rice that was packaged in Mylar in a 5-gallon bucket with oxygen absorbers from 2016. So 7 years, going on 8 years, and it's no problem. Everything's good. Absolutely. Evita says, everyone, make sure that you inventory your supplies. You know, there's something you can do if you don't want to inventory it on a monthly basis. Just go ahead and make sure you rotate every single thing you have. All of your pantry preps that you have is things you should be using, so rotate them. And of course, there's times where you're going to have more of one thing than the other because maybe you found it on sale or got it for free or something like that. But inventorying your stuff on a regular basis is definitely a good thing to do. Keep in mind. Let's see. Definitely Trucker Hersey. That's something that I talked about a long time ago. And it's that as long as you have electricity and you have a dehumidifier, you can always make water out of the air. Right? As long as you have electricity. And make sure that you have a filter too, a good filter. All right. Okay, let's bring it on down some. Where are we at? How you doing, AJ? Excuse me. I think I have a hair that keeps messing around with my eye. How you doing, Alicia? Good to see you. Wow, that is a great price, Alicia. I think you're talking about that Redmond salt. I'm gonna buy like on a regular basis. I'm gonna keep buying it until I have a whole bunch of it. I mean, I've got a lot of holes to fill in my pantry now that I'm not keeping Cheetos, and stuff like that in my pantry anymore, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna get some more of that. uh, Yarn prepper, that's really funny. Is this it right here? I just think that's pretty funny. Hey, take America back from Israel. How are you doing? Assure is great. Oh, is Assure a different kind of salt? Is that some kind of a different one? Because I haven't heard of that. I want to try anything. I'll try anything as long as it's good stuff. No, I'm done eating that kind of stuff, Kitsy. It's just my blood sugar. It's not that I'm joining some kind of a cult. Like AP joined the meat eater cult, and that's all. No, it's that my blood sugar does not react very well to any carbs, even if it's like good carbs, or it's considered good carbs. Like sweet potatoes are supposed to have a very low glycemic index, right? But or a low hypoglycemic index, right? And not for me, they don't. Sweet potatoes don't like me at all. And I've done everything that I could in order to make them so that the glycemic index would be even lower. Like one of the things that I did was is I put a lot of excuse me, I put a lot of butter in it, right? Because fat actually slows down the digestion of starches and sugars. It slows it down, which is better for your blood sugar. That didn't work, you know. And I tried mixing it in with avocados, which was very tasty, by the way. And I love sweet potatoes. That didn't work. It just doesn't work for me. Even eating green beans or even eating, Brussels sprouts, they just don't like me as far as how the glucose level jumps when I eat those things. And it's not just that they jump really high, but that they jump and they stay high for a pretty long time. It takes a long time for my glucose level to level out and get back to a normal range after I eat something like that. So it's just so much easier just not to eat that stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, it's just such it's simplified. It's like simplifies your life. Like, eating has always been like a chore. You got to go shopping. You got to make a list of things that you need, ingredients and stuff. When I go shopping, I go get steak, I go get hamburger, I go get eggs, I get butter, I get things like that, and that's it. That's what's in the fridge, and I'm still very happy eating it all. And it's just a simpler way, in my opinion, of living as far as what you eat. And for me, it's a much better way. So no, I just stopped eating all veggies and any kind of stuff like that because it just doesn't agree with me. Actually, Michael, I only ate 5 eggs and 3 egg yolks. So it was 5 eggs with 3 egg yolks. And then I fed the other egg whites to the dogs. Yep. And I know I've heard it from everyone. You're going to get a heart attack. you, you know, in a way, it would be kind of ironic if I did get a heart attack and the coroner said, yeah, that guy, he ate too many eggs. Yep. Yeah, I probably go through about, I don't know, a dozen, probably 2 dozen eggs a week. I'll go because I don't eat eggs every single day, but I probably eat them at least every other day. I love eggs. I love them. And hey, how you doing, SJ Mullen? Good to see you. I love eggs, and sometimes I've eaten 10 eggs. Yeah, and nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I heard about that. Hey, I heard about that. Oops. I really hope that that's not true. I hope that there isn't one of these people from the WEF going over there. No, I'm not even on Twitter, but I just hope that it's not true. Okay, well, listen, we're over an hour, ladies and gentlemen. So I think those of you that are still here, you want to do that giveaway now? Well, yeah, let me see. Surviving behind liberal lines, we stopped purchasing Chinese products on base as well. Well, I'm not sure if you all saw that video that I did, which was a response video to Southern Prepper 1. But I found out the reason why. I went to my local commissary and post exchange. I went there and I didn't see any signs that said anything like that. But when I got back, what I did was I did a little bit of research, and I found that in the 2023 NDAA law that was passed, I think back in November, December of last year, that took effect in 2023, and I believe that specific part of the law takes effect. I think it's 1 June. I believe it's 1 June. Either 1 June, I believe. But part of the NDAA stated that commissary and post exchanges would no longer get things that were made in China in certain camps and by certain people, right? If you know where I'm getting at. So it's part of the NDAA. So listen, I understand that we a lot of people have a problem with getting stuff that's made in China. I understand that. And like every single solar generator that I've ever reviewed, I think's been made in China. But let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, if you use something or need something now that's made in China, you better get it. Because I believe that eventually, in the long run, it's going to be a great thing for us here in the United States. It's going to give us back what I believe will be our independence. In the long run, it's going to be a great thing. But in the short to medium term, it's going to be bad because we depend on China depend too. It's depend too. It's not that just we get it because we want to get it, but it's that the United States depend on China for a lot of things that we need in order to keep our economy running, in order to keep businesses running. So if there's something that you need and you know it's made in China, get it before we are cut off. Because I believe that China will eventually either cut us off or we will cut them off, knowing that even though we know we can't get stuff from them. In a way, I mean, we get most of our darn antibiotics from China. Think about this. Think about how can this happen? How could this happen? How could the government allow this to happen? These are the people that we put in office in order to protect our country, really, to run our country and protect our country, because the decisions that they make, will determine what happens to our nation long term, more likely, right? And we don't even make most of our medications here. Most of our prescription medications we don't even make, right? So get those things that you need now. Get them now, because eventually I believe they're not going to be available. They're just not going to be available. We're going to go to war with China. We're going to go to war with someone that China is hooked up with, whatever it is, whatever it is. Remember, take care of your family, right? In the long term, it's going to work out. In the long term, after whatever suffering is done that we have to go through in order to go on over to whatever new paradigm we're going to go on over to, hopefully it's a better one than this one. It's going to be better because we're going to have manufacturing here in the United States. Hopefully we'll have real money, good money in the United States. That's sound money. Hopefully we'll have good politicians. Now, that's wishful thinking, don't you? Right? But, we can always hope for the best, ladies and gentlemen. But in all honesty, you have to prepare for the worst. I believe that the next 10 years are going to be years that are going to be progressively worse. And I've been saying that for a few years now. I think that the year that I've been using most is like the year 2032. I think all the way through 2032 is going to be progressively worse, right? Because 2032 is what takes us through the ending of the fourth turning, right? Of that part of the human experience. It's just a cycle. So we need to prepare and continue to prepare. Keep our gaps filled. Continue to prepare. And then when good days are back, we will know that good days are back. But guess what? We will never stop being preppers, because the next 10 years that we're going to go through is going to cement in us that there is a need and will always be a need, no matter how good times are, to be prepared. So we will always be preppers. At least this generation here will always be preppers. KC the other one. Thank you very much for the super sticker. I almost missed you there. Thank you very much. All right. No more questions, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's go ahead and do this giveaway. For those of you that just joined in, let me see. Okay, I'm going to bring it down. What is this? Raven P, how you doing? 85% of, actually, it's a little less than that, but most of our medications, I think 90+% of our medications come from China or India, right? However, the medications that we get from India, most of the raw ingredients that India gets to make those medications come from China, right? So in a way, you could say that most of our medications do come from China, and you're right. Elizabeth Baker, how are you? Good to see you. But then your blood work shows excellent cardiac profile. Yeah, isn't that something? Maybe it's because, humans were meant to eat in that manner. But then again, I'm not a doctor. Do your research. Well, I went over my blood work with you all on last Tuesday. All right, so Tuesdays is Ketovore Tuesday. And I believe that video, I showed you my blood work results. And I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, my blood work after eating, mainly meat and eggs and butter for the last 3 months, my blood work looked a lot better than it did 3 months prior. One Hungry Panda, how you doing? Good to see you. I believe, yeah, he said that online. He said that on air, that he's a Freemason. I have no idea what Freemasons are. They're a club of some kind. And that's all I know. Hey, how you doing, High Desert Homestead? All right. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and do this giveaway. And please stay till the end, because I have a very short message to share with you that's on a video format. All right, so please stay to the end. And now, before we do this giveaway, let me go ahead and show you all that here's the code word, the letters R and the letter O in capital letters. RO, which stands for reverse osmosis. All right. So while you are all entering the letters RO with no space in between, so that you can be entered to win a reverse osmosis countertop system from Simpure, let me just go ahead again and say thank you very much, Simpure, for sponsoring this video and giving away one of your reverse osmosis systems, which is a countertop system, ladies and gentlemen. However, go check out their site. I left a link to their actual site where they have the system on sale. It's a $369, I believe, and you can get it for like $255 now. And I also left a link to their Amazon link. That way, if you want to use Amazon instead, you can do that and still get those savings. Okay, so thank you, Simpure, for sponsoring this video and giving this Y7 away. And whoever gets this, you guys are really going to enjoy this. This thing is a really good machine. It's pretty much plug and play. You fill water in it, you go ahead and make sure you purge it a few times, and it's good to go. And each set of filters is good for about 528 gallons, I believe it was. But they're not very expensive. They're like $40 or something like that for a pair of filters to include the RO filter. So give that a try if you're looking for a reverse osmosis system. And they also sell a whole bunch of other products to include under-the-counter reverse osmosis systems as well. And those are the ones that I actually recommend the most. It's the ones that are under-the-counter systems, right? Because those give you a lot more bang for your buck, all right? And the filters last a lot longer. And again, I'm going to go ahead and leave the video where I reviewed that countertop reverse osmosis system on a pinned comment and in the description of the video, so you can go and review it and review the review video to see what you think about that system. So let's see, where are we at? We have 231 entries. And now, ladies and gentlemen, remember that if you win, I am going to need you to send me your information to the email address that you see down below, which is winner2@gmail.com. I'll need your information, your name, and your shipping address where you want the unit shipped. And then I will go ahead and forward that to my contact at Simpure, and they will mail you the unit at no cost to you whatsoever. All right, so look at that. We're at 244. We got 413 in the chats, and we're at 244. All right, continue to put them in there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go ahead and scan a little bit. I want to make sure that Art Austin goes ahead and redoes this, because you need to put RO both in capital letters. All right, they both have to be in capital letters so that you can be recognized by the computer. Same here, Lori. All right, Lori, go ahead and make sure that you put it in capital letters. All right. Let's see. Okay, I'm doing a little bit of scanning, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of QA, okay? A little QA to make sure that you're all entering right. Hey, that's great, Casey. I really like that. Necessity is the mother of invention. We will be fine. We will be fine as long as we don't give up our guns. But we will be fine as long as we don't give up our 2A. That in my opinion is one of the most important things that we can do, is never, ever, ever, ever give that up. Let me see. Belgrade 63. Make sure you go ahead and fix that. Put in RO in capital letters, okay? So you can be entered. I'm going to give it about 1 minute, okay? Where are we at? Yep. I'm going to give it just shy of a minute, and then we're going to go ahead and press the go button. All right. Not too bad. I've only found 3 so far. Oh, make that 4. Sean C., go ahead and fix that and put RO in all caps. Okay, we got about 30 seconds before I go ahead and hit the go button so we can draw a winner. I'm still checking. Okay. Let's bring it down. All right. We're going to go ahead and draw the win. See who wins. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck to every one of you. And it is drawing. Okay, let's see who the winner is. Congratulations to the winner. Oh, Evita and JR. I thought you got this one, but Samantha Frazier came in the last second and took you. Evita, Samantha came in that last second and took you by 1 head. Samantha, congratulations to you. Congratulations. Make sure that you send me your information to that address down there, that email address, and I will go ahead and make sure to send that information to to I'm still laughing about Evita and JR to Simpure so that they can go ahead and send you that countertop model. Just a second, I'm putting your name in here. Samantha Frazier Simpure by 7. Awesome. Congratulations, Samantha. uh, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you very much for joining. And listen, if you are new to the live stream, or if you subscribe like within the last couple of weeks, put "I am new" in all caps, okay? And we will shout you out during our outro, right? And everyone will welcome you into our community, okay? And let me go ahead and take this off just a second so that it won't be there anymore. There we go. And I just wanted to share something with you real quick before we go. So I hope that you're still here. Please listen to this. I'm going to go ahead and let this play 2 times over. All right. You know that for those of you that are new here, every Friday we do a safety brief. All right. We do a Friday safety brief. All right. So please put up your volume and listen to this.
You killed a man, so you're going to be booked in for DUI, death, alcohol, and drugs.
This ruined my life. I killed somebody.
I was at the club. I was trying to drive home. I thought that I could. My life was over. I was supposed to graduate in 5 weeks. I can't believe I killed somebody.
You killed a man, so you're going to be booked in for DUI, death, alcohol, and drugs.
This ruined my life. I killed somebody.
I was at the club. I was trying to drive home. I thought that I could. My life was over. I was supposed to graduate in 5 weeks. I can't believe I killed somebody.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't drink and drive. Right? I'm sure that you deserve to have a great time after a hard week. Happy Mother's Day. Have a happy Mother's Day weekend. But saying that again, I'm sure that you deserve to have a great time after working for this week. Don't drink and drive. Don't ruin your life. Right? I know that person there that you saw is a young man, right? And he had the rest of his life to look forward to, and his life is done. It's done. Why? Because he failed to get a designated driver. He didn't get a cab. He didn't get an Uber. He didn't ask anyone because he thought he could make it home. And what happened was the very worst thing that could happen. That the person that was intoxicated is just fine. But the people whose lives he took, their families will have to live that for the rest of their lives. So don't drink and drive. Be safe out there. All right. Take some time this weekend to say thank you to your mothers. Make sure you get them some flowers or something like that. Right. And other than that, thank you very much. I want to say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I truly do appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate those of you that take a little bit of time off on Fridays to come and hang out with me. It's really one of the funnest days of my week. I may have to start doing live streams every other week starting into the summer because it's going to be a very busy season for me. However, we'll get to that when we get to that. Having said that, have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great week ahead. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to every one of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper, and I am out. Let's see. Where's our outro? Remember, put "I am new" if you're here and it's your first.